Hi, welcome back to the BULLWARK Studio. Antonio speaking, and this is October's Herbmaster Monthly Update. Last week, in the third episode of the Herbmaster project, I showed the full process for making a modular plant like this one. In case you're interested, you can check that out. This month, the spotlight will be on this: inventory and items. Before moving to the features, I want to give a quick summary of this past month's growth of the BULLWARK Studio social platforms. Almost 80 followers on Instagram, 50 on TikTok, and 20 on YouTube, with a combined 5k views on our content. It might not seem much to some, but reaching so many of you guys makes the world for me. Thank you so much always, especially for those that really enjoy what we do. And now, back to the matter at hand. In the last month, I managed to create a spatial inventory system that is now fully integrated with the interaction system that was the focus of last month's update. Fundamentally, any actor that can be interacted with specifies the actions that will occur. For example, the rock here, when looked at, tells that it can be either collected in the inventory or held in our hand. Our character as an inventory item reference that is actually its hand. If I click the Q key right now, you can see that the actor disappears as before, but now a new UI appears telling the corresponding item is in the character's hand. Meanwhile, if I click the E key, for example on one of these leaves, the actor disappears and is actually put inside spatial inventory, which can be opened by clicking B. All inventory items have a two-dimensional size that corresponds to the number of tiles they occupy in the inventory, a thumbnail and a border color. The inventory will keep track of their position and which tiles are occupied. Now, let's look at some of the actions that are possible in this inventory UI. First and foremost, we can select an item that can be later interacted with, like this. Then we can move an item that is placed in our hand to our inventory by clicking on the item icon here. And conversely, we can move a selected item to our hand. And lastly, we can move items in our inventory by dragging and dropping with the right mouse button, like this. Inventory systems like this one give the player an additional challenge in managing thoughtfully the space inside their inventory, more so than with traditional list-like ones. Also, I'd like to point out an implementation detail that we will explore in a future tutorial, which is that inventory items are not structs, like it's usually done in Unreal, but are actually objects, meaning that they follow the rules of abstraction, generalization, can be extended, and can also implement interfaces, meaning that they possess complex capabilities and behaviors. For example, this leaf actor returns a leaf item object that embeds the functionalities to be dried, to spoil, or to be used in the making of product, meaning that items give us a blueprint to create infinite possibilities of gameplay. Any item can create any feature, can give us any path to the creation of some game mechanic. Of course, there are some drawbacks that have to be managed. There are some performance issues that could arise, but we will look in the tutorial episode of the inventory system how to manage that and how to overcome that. And that's all for this month Herbmaster update. I hope these new features intrigued you, and I can't wait to show you how they've been made in the next tutorial episode. On the other hand, we'll surely see each other on the 15th of November, which will be our next month update. Thank you so much for being here today, and I'll see you in the next one.